Buff Nation.
Let's go.
Welcome into DNVR Buffs Primetime. We are presented by Illegal Pete's. Check out any of their 10 Colorado locations for happy hour, 3 to 6 p.m. every single day. Jake and RK. We finally have the sun back in our lives, Ryan.
Yeah, it's
How
nice.
about that?
I might just go sit out there and just like soak up some. Which vitamin is that? D?
D, yes. Yeah. I saw yesterday on Twitter that Denver went like 130 some hours without
the sun. Oh
yeah.
my God.
Going back to like last Tuesday.
It's trying to explain to people that aren't like haven't lived their whole life here. Like that never happens.
Yeah, that's why it's been a big deal. But we've got a pretty fun show, I'd say. We have a kickoff time for week 1. We'll get into it, Ryan. We'll get into it.
Okay.
The ACC has anointed a magnificent 7. We'll talk about exactly what that means.
I was wondering, like, have you seen the Magnificent Seven?
Is that the Quentin Tarantino movie?
I think so. Yeah.
No, I haven't seen it.
Okay, I haven't either. I was just like wondering. I feel like it'd be very like college football conference thing to like anoint the Magnificent Seven, and then someone to be like, they all die at the end of that movie.
Right. We also have Nebraska fans losing their minds over Dylan Raiola. We'll get into that.
I told you those tears would be tasty.
And then we'll do our My Guys Part 2 draft. But we start with Fox picking CU at TCU for week 1's big noon Saturday.
Yay.
I mean, we're going to get the location sets. I'm sure we're going to get Joel Klatt and Gus Johnson on the call.
Yep. It's all good.
But it's at noon.
What the hell, dude?
Yeah, noon Eastern, 11 a.m.
Okay, so
we're there.
It's better. So when I first read it, 10 a.m. Mountain, I'm like, damn. 11 a.m. local, slightly better.
Mm-hmm.
Slightly better. But come on. Come on. This is a night game.
I know. It's rough.
It's really rough.
But maybe, would you trade away, though, noon TCU kickoff for a 6 o'clock Eastern Nebraska kickoff?
So I have to choose one's in the morning and one's at night?
But I'm just saying you might get like a better one. You don't have to choose, but
okay.
It's because
if I had to choose one to be the night game, I would definitely choose Nebraska.
Well, it looks like we haven't heard from ESPN yet.
Yep.
But
it feels like
yeah,
it could be a really good chance for game day. A lot of people have pointed out Alabama, Texas is that weekend.
Mm-hmm.
They got game day last year for that, so they could say, well, it's at a new location. We'll do game day again. But I have a really good feeling about
in Alabama though. They go there like 5 times a year.
Feels like it, yeah.
So
they do like, I don't know. Usually later in the season is when they like to like experiment a little, but
right.
It feels like an easy one. Historic rivalry. Mm-hmm. 2 new coaches with big profiles. One with a much bigger one, but it feels good for game day. I just want that to be an evening to night game.
Yeah. So people are already asking, are we going to tailgate in Texas at 7 a.m.?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Honestly, like, I'm not worried about Saturday as much as I am Friday night.
Right.
You know, that's
exactly.
the Friday night took the real hit here. We will make sure Saturday pops off. And look, it's the first game of the season. Like, we can't get there early enough.
Right.
So, yes, we're going to tailgate in Texas. We actually, I hate to make promises, so I won't put an actual date on this. We are going to announce the whole plan for TCU very soon.
Yes.
Had a whole meeting about it yesterday. We have some really, really cool stuff planned. So if you're waiting to make plans for yourself, wait a little bit longer.
Yep.
Because we're going to roll out a huge plan very soon.
Yep. People are mentioning the weather. Maybe it's better for the weather earlier in the day. I know it'll kind of be in the dead middle of the day once the game is ending, but at least you're not out there tailgating in that all day, I guess.
That is true. Tailgate should be a nice, like, cool morning.
Right. Also, it is at TCU. I've seen people throw out Cowboy Stadium. It's at TCU.
I'm not as familiar with the Texas heat in September. I bet it's hot though.
Get ready, bro. Get ready.
Oh man, those games actually kind of suck when it's chilly in the morning, and then by the end of the game, when you're like coming down from your drunk and hungry, and now it's like 95 degrees, and you're just sweating out everything you had inside of you.
Yeah, and you're going to bed at like 7:30.
Yes. We're gonna have to do a post game show after.
I think
get to do a post game show. I should say.
We'll have it in us. I think we'll be okay. We'll persevere.
Yep. Post game shows are going to dramatically alter my consumption during games.
Yeah.
Gonna have to play it smart.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah,
bro.
exactly.
Some other news. Former Houston offensive lineman.
I will say
Go ahead.
this does open up the opportunity for us to do like something on Saturday night.
Right.
You know, I had never considered that before. I'm like, okay, we'll do something Friday night, Saturday before the game, and then the game. But like, we could do a live post game show somewhere, or a meetup. You know, everyone goes home after the game, freshens up, takes a nap, and then we do something cool Saturday night.
People are already warning us for the heat that we're going to face in September in Texas.
Call it the Devil's Front Porch.
Former Houston offensive lineman Trevante Sylvester. Remember him?
I do.
Came and visited. Committed to Cal.
Yes.
He's decommitted from Cal.
Did he realize that they lost to the 1-11 Buffs?
Maybe. I feel like that's not the first decommittal from Cal we've seen. Also, Montana on Instagram yesterday was at Cal wearing uniform.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. That would be
an upset.
A really bad idea.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
We'll see. We'll see where Trevante Sylvester goes. Cameron Johnson, who committed to Missouri, is already telling him to kind of join up with him and Niles Gaddy and all those guys at Missouri.
Okay.
We'll see, though.
I will say I saw someone on Twitter teasing a commitment last night. So.
Who?
I can't remember what account it was. Someone was saying like something's coming soon. So it could have been him. Could have been Alton McCaskill.
Haven't heard anything on Alton McCaskill.
I saw it. He posted like some pictures and stuff on his Instagram.
Yep. That's it. Now we wait.
He was at the Overlook.
Mm-hmm.
So, yep, we wait indeed.
We'll find out.
A new, different Oregon State fan in the comments?
Who? Clint. Where's Connor?
Connor's spreading the word. He's like, you guys got to watch the show. It has nothing to do with Oregon State, but it is good.
Connor, our guy. Yeah, he's like, yeah, every 8 shows they mention Oregon State, but you know.
It's worth it.
Yeah.
It's basically us watching SportsCenter when we were kids. Like,
exactly.
Please talk about my teams. Please talk about my teams.
For like 20 seconds, you see the logo on screen, get super excited, and then that's it.
See your team come across the bottom line.
All right, let's talk about this Magnificent 7. Brett McMurphy put out this tweet yesterday just as we finished the show. He says, Clemson, FSU, Miami, North Carolina State, Virginia, and VT, Virginia Tech, are the Magnificent 7 ACC schools, sources told Action Network HQ. These schools, at Ross Dellinger reported, have met in the past several months with lawyers examining the grant of rights to determine just how unbreakable it is. The ACC's deal runs through 2036.
2036, wow.
Yeah.
This is interesting for sure, but what are they going to do?
I mean, try to get out and break away, I guess, together.
And so they're their own conference now, a 7-team conference? Because like I don't know if anyone out there has room to just absorb 7 right now.
That it's hard to absorb 7, but I mean, we've talked about this. We're kind of trending that way to having 20, 25 team conferences.
Yes. But what about a Pac-12?
Exactly. That's where I want to go.
Magnificent 7 alliance with a ACC Magnificent 7.
The APAC, our dream.
Or what's the other one? There's an 8. TIFF?
Hateful Eight.
The Hateful Eight. There it is.
Wait, I think that's the Quentin Tarantino movie.
Are they not related?
I don't know.
No, they are. Okay.
Oh, thanks.
Okay. Is the Magnificent 7 also?
No.
Oh,
we're wrong.
7 has been remade 3-4 times.
Okay.
And the ACCs are remaking it again.
So you take the Hateful Eight from the Pac-12, the Magnificent 7 from the ACC, and now you have the magnificently hateful 15.
Who knows? But we kind of threw out the idea of the APAC, and it was kind of like, oh, yeah, you know, maybe this would be cool. But now it's almost like, wait, this is impossible.
It's a geographic nightmare. Let's start there.
It is, yes.
But it's just starting to matter a lot less in conference realignment. Like in the original conference realignment conversations, that's all that anyone talked about. Like,
Right.
well, how could you put this team in that conference? It's too far to travel. Now, like they'll put freaking Hawaii in the ACC.
Right, yeah. They don't care. They do not care anymore.
They're like, actually, if you fly the other way, it's faster.
People are finally noticing I'm not wearing a hat today.
Ah, there you go.
But this grant of rights, man, running through 2036, I mean, it's no wonder why all these schools kind of want out at this point.
Yeah.
Because that is like a death sentence almost to your conference and just the schools in it. They're not going to be making any money in 5 years compared to what all these SEC and Big Ten schools are making.
DCB said Oceans 15. Atlantic Ocean, Pacific Ocean.
Oh, I love it.
That's fire.
Let's go.
That is fire.
But yeah, APAC not dead.
Definitely not dead.
On the back of that, Brandon Marcello of 247 Sports literally just published this article like 30 minutes ago, but was talking about the Pac-12 and the media deal. Again, we don't really know what's going on just because it's quiet. He did say ESPN remains a possibility for Tier 1 rights. Apple and NBC Universal, Peacock being involved. Peacock just gobbled up an NFL playoff game. Stuart Mandel actually had a tweet kind of teasing Pac-12 and Peacock's relationship yesterday.
Okay. I've become familiar with it watching the Premier League.
There you go. He just continues saying, like, no one really knows what's going on. I mean, obviously they don't want to take less, but everyone's been really quiet. But interestingly enough, he went into the four corner schools, which is Arizona, Arizona State, Colorado, Utah. The four deflectors, as they're being called by some, to the Big 12. And kind of went in and saw exactly what their ADs have been saying or their presidents have been saying about this. So Arizona's president said they're committed to the Pac-12, but they're heavily dependent on Kolovkov and his team negotiating a good media deal for us to stay competitive.
Yep.
Utah, their president has been pretty adamant that they're not leaving. He said in March that he thinks they're in a good spot. They got a ways to go, but they have some solidarity with the remaining schools. Colorado, Rick George has said like literally nothing except for that when he quote tweeted that one guy and this banished him into the shadow realm.
Yep.
We were at practice.
Never heard from again.
Yeah. We were at practice one day. Rick George was watching, walked out, saw us, and was like, oh, hey, blah, blah, I don't have anything to say after the media deal. So there's your inside info.
Wow.
That's about it. Arizona State is frustrated because this has been challenging and frustrating. We've been forced, like everyone else, unfortunately, to let this thing play out. We're not directly in the driver's seat. So that's where we stand right now.
So nowhere.
We're still nowhere.
Yeah.
But I think in this 247 Sports article, let me try and find it. Big 12 leadership expects developments in the Pac-12 within 45 to 60 days. So who knows?
Okay.
Take that with a grain of salt.
We will wait, I guess.
That's our only option.
Dougie Fresh said, in Fort Worth, there are no cool mornings in September. It gets hot in June and stays hot until the end of November.
Oh,
come on.
Be ready, man.
Well, you don't get like 75-degree mornings?
75 is different there than it's here, too, because it's humid as hell out there.
For sure. But like even in Phoenix, there's like cool mornings.
Right.
Like they end very quickly.
Yeah, they do.
But they are there.
I haven't been in a while, man. I don't know.
Yeah. You guys, like, you're missing out on one of my favorite things in life, which is like coffee on the patio in the morning when it's cool in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
That's like, whew, that's
Yep.
like my happy place.
Oh, yeah. Right after it rains, too. It's even a little more crisp that morning.
Yeah.
Someone asked, the noon kickoff is Eastern, so it's 11 local time, 10 Colorado.
Yep.
Shout out to Pins and Aces, the official golf apparel partner.
75 days in a row over 100 degrees.
Oh, my God.
We really are going to hell's front porch.
Yeah, literally. That sounds worse than Phoenix. You put it that way. Does Phoenix have 75?
I mean,
Over 100. It gets hot as hell there, I know, too.
It
But
does. We're going to need our Manscaped products.
we will. But we'll be rocking our Pins and Aces gear, right?
Yeah.
The official
Wicks
golf.
the sweat right off.
Yes. Golf apparel partner of ALLCITY and DNVR. They are family owned, and they do business right here in Colorado. They make amazing polos, hats, golf bags, beer sleeves, so much more. They've got a ton of cool stuff. Not just their apparel and shirts, but take a look at their ball markers, everything they got at pinsandaces.com. And use the code DNVR. You can receive 15% off your first order and get free shipping. That's pinsandaces.com. And then shout out to Shedeur's number 2 barbecue. It goes good on everything. You guys have been absolutely killing it with the promo code over at plbse.com. It's all city, all caps, all one word. You can get 10% off. We need to do like a Shedeur's barbecue challenge or something. Just see if it actually is good on everything.
I can't imagine what it wouldn't be good on.
All right.
Please excuse my ignorance about the Fort Worth, Texas heat.
No, it's for real, man.
How do people live there?
I do not know. I do not know.
Because like I have these questions when I go to Phoenix, and I don't mind heat. I really don't. Like people think I'm crazy, but like 100 degrees in Phoenix, I'm like, yeah, this is hot, but I'm not like dying. But it's not humid like people are saying in the comments.
Yep.
If it's that hot and that humid,
Yeah, man. It's muggy.
how do you?
We
You can't even go golfing.
No, we just stay inside in the shade. Try to survive.
It's wild.
Hydrate. That's what we
I
do.
believe you guys. Trust me. I just didn't know.
All right. Do we want to do the Nebraska fans real quick?
You guys are funny. Yeah.
So this is from message
Pour me a
board.
glass of those tears.
Message board geniuses at Board Geniuses on Twitter.
A great follow.
And it's an incredible account. Couldn't recommend it enough. We got 4 of them. This guy, Husker Wed. He says, we didn't want him anyway. Too much of a pro-style QB.
Oh, just straight up latched on to the copium.
Tall Tail Dragger 99 says, it's not good luck to him. Screw him. Hope the worst for him. Sorry. This is the son of a Nebraska legend.
Yes. Not to mention, Nebraska fans like to say that they are like the best fan base, the nicest fan base, which in person, I've had some good experiences with them, to be honest. But online, they might be the most vindictive.
They are toxic.
Yeah.
Very toxic. This is from King Kong. Front-running coward. What does that even mean? Who knows?
It means that they think he's a coward because he wants to go to
go
a
to
better
Georgia?
school.
Oh, man. Texas Husker. This is a great one. Says, we are the fat kid with acne and glasses that got to hang out with the head cheerleader because her dad knew our dad. Granted, we are hitting the gym, getting contacts, and using Clearasil, but she's going to prom with the all-star quarterback. Maybe our makeover will be further along by the time her cute little sister finishes developing.
That's got to be a troll because there's no such thing as a self-aware Nebraska fan.
Right.
That's a Buffs fan.
Texas
on
Huskers,
yeah,
his
exactly,
name.
Exactly. There you go. It's a Longhorn fan.
sabotaging.
That was a hell of a read. I saw like Will Compton's crying about it. It's just all good stuff.
There's a lot yesterday. I enjoyed myself going through the Reddit threads, the Twitter threads, everything, and just soaking it all up.
Also, like, what could his dad even say?
Dylan Raiola's dad?
Yeah, you know, I'm sure his dad wanted him to go to Nebraska. That would be cool for him. Blah,
He
blah,
just
blah.
committed to fucking Georgia, bro.
He's going to the best program in the
Yes.
nation, and like their fans think he's gonna like win 4 straight national titles.
What's funny are the fans that still think that's like, oh, it's all right. His dad's a Nebraska legend. He could always just transfer in.
Yep.
Yeah,
Maybe if he isn't good.
exactly. That's the only scenario where that happens. All right.
Oh, did you see? Oh,
Go ahead.
one of the worst ones I saw was a national writer. Excuse me for not knowing who it was. Say like, wow, like this was so close. Matt Rule landing Dylan Raiola could have been one of the most transformative commitments in decades.
Wow.
It's like, okay, let's pump the brakes a little there.
That's crazy. Nebraska fans are they live in a different world.
Okay, so Clint Moses has now said, go Beavs, go Buffs, and go Aztecs. Just going around the whole...
I think he's... Are we sure this isn't Connor and an alt account rooting for the Pac-12?
Like,
just
very on brand with Connor. Maybe it's like Connor's best friend or something.
Right. Connor's going to watch this in a few hours and go, what the hell, man?
There's only room for one of us.
Two more little pieces of news before we get to my guys. Nico Reed committed to Oregon.
Yep.
I don't have his name, but the Buffs' former cornerbacks coach is the cornerbacks coach there. That's the link.
Yes, Demetris Martin?
Yes, I believe that's right. But the second year in a row that's happened.
Yeah, for sure. Last time Henry tweeted, like, Buffs got to go after Christian Gonzalez when they see him in October. And they did, and he picked him off twice.
Yeah.
Maybe different this time. Is Nico Reed going to have to guard Travis Hunter? Because I'm pretty sure that's the reason why he transferred.
Right. That's a great fucking point. Jawan Johnson is committed to LSU. Congrats to him.
We saw that coming from a mile away. Congratulations to him. Good and honestly, good for him, dude. Like, he grew up an hour away from the stadium and grew up families LSU fans. Like,
right.
We would have loved to have him as a Buff, but I don't blame him at all.
I mean, he committed on site during his official visit. Like,
yeah,
it was kind of, we already knew this was coming. Clint says we're great buds.
I think
Do
it's
we
him.
believe this?
I think it's him. But then someone else said Connor vouched for Clint last week. It was air teeth.
We've got a little chat saga developing here.
I'm thinking Connor's just talking to himself.
That could be. Chris McCrae says Demi committed to Kentucky. That is the NC State back that visited a few weeks ago.
Okay.
All right.
Come on, Alton McCaskill.
Let's do my guys. We did this. I can't even remember when we did this last.
Long time ago. So
February?
Yeah. So how do you want to do this? So we have our guys.
Yes.
But a lot has changed since we had our guys, including one of your guys.
He's gone.
No longer
He's
here.
out of there.
You, of course, a Michigan guy, so getting Taylor Upshaw in here, you liked him a lot. But now you have an opening in your top 5. So I guess it's only fair for you to get the first pick here to fill out your top 5 before we move on to round 2 of the My Guys draft.
Okay. Man, I've already got all offense. I feel like I kind of have to go defense here. Let me go Amarian Cooper.
Okay. Interesting. Why?
The Lehigh connection with Coach Chaney, the Fort Myers connection with Coach Prime, has played 3-4 years of college, I believe, at a decent level. Former 4-star. I mean, I think if Travis is off the field, in my mind, it's Amarian Cooper who steps in immediately as the next corner.
I love that. There's so many like new guys, new names. It's just crazy. Do you have a list of these?
You can go to thednvr.com, go to the Prime Tracker.
All right. Sounds like a great idea. Wait, can you bring back the last list for 1 second? I just want to make sure that this guy wasn't already on mine. I thought so. I think we did this before he committed, which is great for me because he would have been in my top 5. I'm getting him at 6 here. Demoy Kennedy.
Ooh, nice. Wow, we really did this a long time ago then if he wasn't on the roster.
I had a feel because I'm pretty sure he committed like a few days or maybe a week later, and I said like, oh man, he would have been on my guys.
Right.
And I've just been sitting on that pick ever since, just waiting.
Love that. All right, yeah, let's get set here. Amarian Cooper, Omarion. Arion. Cooper. And then Demoy Kennedy for Ryan. DEMOUY Kennedy. Oh, man. A lot of people throwing out some good suggestions in the comments. This is great, though. We really have like 40 more players than last time.
I know. It's like there's a lot to look through here. Like you got to look through the guys that have been here for a while, the guys who...
I have a guy I want to take, but I think I might get him a little bit later.
Oh, is this... we don't have to snake it. That just confuses us.
Do we want to snake it, though? We got in trouble with the chat last time.
I was mad because I should have had Jimmy Horn. And
well, then, do you want the snake draft here?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
All right. I am going to go with... Anthony Hankerson.
Ooh. Okay. Again, expound, please.
I mean, just impressed me last year. Was probably one of the only players who you could actually say was good last season. Has already kind of looked the part this year, especially in the spring game. And he's a Florida boy. He just runs hard. I think that Coach Prime really likes him.
All right. Good stuff. Oh, man. All right. This one, at least based on the way that this guy was treated in the comments yesterday, is not going to be as popular with the people. Mm-hmm. But I want dogs, and this guy's a dog. Give me Trevor Woods.
There you go. Let's go, man. Do we even need to reason Trevor Woods here? Are we all kind of know? Do we all know that he's a dog?
He's a dog. He is going to play. I don't know how much because we have no idea what's going to happen in that safety rotation.
Right.
But all the people who have kind of, like yesterday, the people who are saying he's not going to play, this, that, and the other thing, you're going to end up loving him. Mm-hmm. You're going to end up loving him. He is an absolute thumper when it comes to laying hits. Sometimes dangerously so in terms of his eligibility for the rest of the game.
Yep.
That being said, last year that was a death sentence when it happens. That's how important he was to the team.
Literally.
Now you can kind of afford it. You don't want to see that. The whole point of the targeting rule is to take those kind of hits out of it. But man, if he doesn't make receivers think twice before they cut inwards over the middle. So I want Trev on my squad.
All right. I feel like I have to go to the trenches. I haven't represented them well thus far. I do have Tyler Brown, but I'm going to go with another Florida kid, Derek McClendon II.
Over Bishop Thomas.
It was between the two.
Yeah.
Bishop is definitely up there as a favorite, and I did consider taking him here, but man, Derek McClendon has just proved it in the games on the field for the Seminoles. What did you just learn?
I just realized that I haven't picked someone yet that I love.
Oh. The last 2 years, 9.5 tackles for a loss, 7 sacks, and also 53 total tackles from Derek McClendon. He's been a producer in the ACC, and I think he's going to be a dog here for the Buffs.
Love it. Love it. I can't believe this guy isn't on my team already.
I'll slack it to you, Alyssa.
I got it.
Okay. Going back-to-back safeties here. Give me Cam Craig.
Wait, I thought you did have him.
I thought I did too, but I didn't.
Really?
Yeah, my team was Shedeur, Cormani, Jordan Dominic, Shiloh Sanders, Shane Cokes.
Wow. What a steal.
I know.
What a steal.
I actually would have taken it before Trevor Woods if I had realized that before I did it.
Dang. You're building, you've got Team Headhunter.
My team is scary.
It is scary. You left Bishop Thomas there for me.
Yep.
I think I go, man, there's a lot of options now. This is fun.
I know. You can almost
We could go
probably
another
do
5
round
rounds.
3 later this summer.
Oh, man. I've got to go Jaquez Robinson.
Nice.
Give me probably the 2 corners who will be out there if Travis and Cormani aren't out there. I'm betting it's Jaquez, Omarion Cooper. Those guys are your top 2 corners outside of your 5-star recruits.
Man, I just keep coming across people that I can't believe are on the board. Give me Jeremiah Brown.
Wow.
Jeremiah Brown really impressed me at the practices we were able to attend.
Yep.
So he is really explosive off the edge, and just kind of one of those guys that's like really about ball. So I'm hyped to have him.
My final guy then. I'm gonna go with someone the chat loves. The chat constantly reminds us that he is coming, and he's been committed for a minute. And for some reason, we managed to forget about him. But Xavier Weaver.
Yes, that's a good one. I was thinking about him a lot. He might just end up leading the team in receiving yards. Now, that's assuming that Travis doesn't play a ton. Obviously, Jimmy is going to factor into it. And I'm sure when I said that, a lot of people said, no way, Jimmy. He had more receiving yards than Jimmy on the same team last year.
Right.
So, he is more of a possession receiver. He's going to get a lot of touches in the offense. Obviously, Jimmy, is going to put up some big plays for sure. But he's a beast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Final pick. Right?
Does position matter?
I just wanted to have a good spread of players. I mean, I'm to my biases though. I've got 4 cornerbacks and 8 receivers. So.
Okay. I'm making sure I'm not missing anyone here as I kind of scroll through, but I think I'm going to stack up on another position, which just shows you the depth at this position. We haven't talked about this guy a lot. Make sure there's no one that's going to change my mind here. Nope. We haven't talked about this guy a lot, but the school that he's coming from, they talk about him a lot, and they love this guy. So I'm going to trust the people of the state of Kentucky and put Vito Tisdale on my list here. Now I have 4 safeties in my guys. They love this guy.
Yeah.
The Kentucky fans.
They really do.
They're still talking about him. I'm getting mentions weekly from people being like, hey, congratulations on getting Vito. He's a dog. He's so fun to watch. He makes big plays. Great personality. He got in like a little bit of trouble off the field that kind of people didn't think he deserved to be in as much trouble as he got in. But they love him in Kentucky. So give me Vito.
They also love Kavasier Smoke too.
They do.
They really love him. And we have some weird like overlap with some Kentucky fans like in our Discord who listen to, at least I know, the DNVR Draft Pod and stuff. And just like what you said, they've shown nothing but love and just saying that Buff Nation's absolutely going to love watching Kavasier Smoke and Vito Tisdale.
Technically, you have one more pick to round out 10 of your guys with Taylor Upshaw out.
Okay.
We can figure out how to do it on the graphic later. Also, a lot of people naming people that are already on our teams. I saw Shane Cokes. He was a first round pick, I guess you would say. Dylan Edwards obviously was already in there. Jimmy Horn. I'll just or we can bring it back. So this was the first one that we did way back before apparently Demoy Kennedy was even a Buff. And that was the first round of picks. So all of those guys were off the board coming into this, except for I guess Taylor Upshaw also off the board but gone. So there you go.
This must have been late January because Dominic committed on the 15th and Demoy Kennedy committed on signing day on February 1st.
Yep, late January, man. It didn't feel that long ago that we did this.
I know, crazy, man.
Think about that. It's half a year ago.
Yeah,
almost
wild. All right, then I'll pick. Do I get another pick? I guess.
Yeah. Take your pick.
I'll take Savell Smalls.
Ooh, a little shot calling here.
Yeah,
I like that.
Give me the former top athlete, top football player in the state of Washington, former 5-star. There was a clip going on Twitter yesterday. Did you see this?
No.
Of someone, I can't remember who they said his name was, but someone was like, look at this Washington edge going, like throwing this guy off, blah, blah, blah. And then it was found out, it was like, actually, this is Savell Smalls.
Oh.
So Savell Smalls quote tweeted that, and he said, that can't be me. I've been told I don't get into the backfield.
Oh.
Yeah.
I love it. A little spice.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Nice. That's awesome. There was an interesting kind of dynamic here. You went with a lot more new guys, and I went with a lot of the old guys who weren't picked in the first round.
I have new options now.
Yep. I was kind of like, I had these guys kind of written down.
Right.
Like, okay, if they're still there in round 2, I want them.
There's been a lot of moves recently that I've really liked.
Yeah, for sure. It's just crazy to me that we now have 20 guys.
Yeah.
And I like all of them.
And we could go another 5 rounds each, probably.
And last year, think about the My Guys draft of last year.
Who does it start off with?
So, like, Trevor Woods is probably number 1 overall.
RJ Sneed's probably right after
Oh,
that.
God. RJ Sneed, who had, what, like 6 catches on the season?
Yeah.
Oh,
Was
wow.
Daniel Arias getting picked?
Jordan Tyson wasn't even on the map.
He would not have even been picked if we did 20 rounds last year, I don't think.
Yeah, because, I mean, he did come from a powerhouse, so that was, like, the one thing I was like, well, you produced at a powerhouse. But Montana would have gotten picked.
Chase Sewell probably would have been picked over Jordan Tyson back then.
Deion Smith would have been someone's guy. Dude.
Fontenot probably would have gone then. Jaylee Stacks. Does someone draft Jaylee Stacks?
Dude. We wouldn't have gotten 5 players that were good.
Would you have taken a quarterback? Would you have taken your shot on JT or Brendan?
I mean, I might have taken Brendan, but
or Owen?
Owen would have been a good one. Owen was arguably the best player on the team last year.
Wow, how far we've come from.
I would love for Owen to be our backup right now.
That would be really nice, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Wish him well at UTSA.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I hope I turn on a UTSA game. Like, for some reason, they have like an 8:00 kickoff on a Thursday night, and Owen's starting. Like, that'll fire me up.
Yeah, it's like fourth quarter's 8 minutes left. He's got like 45 completions for 400 yards and 4 touchdowns.
I really hope that happens because I enjoyed watching him sling it.
MLN says honorable mention to Offerdahl.
Maybe round 3. We're going to do a round 3. Because I was looking at the board, and I'm just like, oh, there's plenty.
Yeah, we have plenty of players. Shout out to Illegal Pete's, the presenting sponsor of today's show. Spring is here, and that means patio beers. Kick off the spring season with a house beer bucket for you and your whole crew. 5 refreshing 16-ounce beers for $15. It doesn't get much better than that. Come soak up the sun with a loaded burrito and crisp beer at the patio of any Illegal Pete's location. Illegal Pete's, your go-to spot for burritos, buddies, and beer. I got back on my Illegal Pete's game yesterday.
Ooh, okay.
It just never misses, man.
I am scouring Game Time to try to go to the Nuggets game tonight.
Mm-hmm.
If so, might try to make an Illegal Pete's trip on the way over there because it's right down the street from the stadium.
Sounds like one hell of a night. What are tickets at right now, by the way?
Damn. Oh, okay. So I think, did we talk about this on the show before? Last time I was looking like yesterday, it was like $450 if you want to sit in the front.
Oh my god!
Or in the first level, which is like okay, that's not an option. Down to $315. Still very pricey, but dropping, which is encouraging.
How? Why?
I don't know. I mean, I assume what happened, and I hate this, is people were like, well, Lakers fans will pay a shit ton because it's rare that they get to see a playoff game of their team in this city. So they're like, I'll list my tickets for $700 and see if someone bites. Some of them did. And then I assume that not as many are going for it anymore. So now they're going to go back to Nuggets fans.
Speaking about ticket sales, let me finish this ad and then we will talk a little bit about the Nebraska game.
Okay.
Shout out to Breckenridge Brewery. I mean, we've already talked about the Nuggets. It's going to be an absolute poppin' night here at the DNVR bar. Come hang out if you're nearby and crush some Breck brews with us. I'll have at least 1 or 2 Mountain Beach sours. I'm sure wherever you're at the game, Ryan, there'll be some Breck brew there, maybe a Strawberry Sky for you.
Yeah.
Mile High City Golden Ale. You can find all of our favorites at www.breckbrew.com and use their beer locator to find a Breck brew near you.
Smash that thumbs up. Let's get to 250 at least.
500 people in here. Come on. We know you're watching.
Clint's a real homie already.
Clint?
It's got to be Connor.
That's what I know, right? All right, let me find this tweet because originally CU Barstool posted it. And then it was kind of a conversation in our Discord already yesterday and today. But the prices for these Nebraska tickets have gone up, and they haven't even sold single game tickets yet. So that means people are selling their season tickets.
Yeah, that's a problem.
We're ranging from... So this would be the south end zone away from the Champions Center.
South end zone.
$551 for the Nebraska game.
Honestly, not enough.
So literally, okay, this is from like opposite of where you sit usually.
Yeah.
Right, kind of right under the press box on the visiting sideline.
West side.
Yes. $1,176.
I mean, oh God, you just can't do this. Can't do this.
It's really bad, man.
Like, if you're going to do it, which you shouldn't, list them at like 5,000.
Right.
Like, if you're going to get rich off of some idiot Nebraska fan, all right, fine. Not rich, literally, but I still hate it, and I don't approve of that at all. But at least make them like go broke trying to go to this game and then watch their team lose. Don't sell your season tickets. What is wrong with you people?
It's insane, man. Also, this is like literally going to be one of the games of the year. Why would you not want to watch this game?
Why do you have season tickets if you're not going to this game?
Seriously.
See, like, straight up. If you want to sell, like, if you're the type of person who's thinking, oh, I can make my money back on the season ticket package just by selling this game, you're not it. Like, you bought season tickets. You should have been because you love the team and you want to go to all the games. And if you can't go to this game, sell your tickets to a Buffs fan that you know.
Yes.
There are thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people who want to go to this game who will be wearing black and gold. And you are consciously making the decision to let a Nebraska fan in when you list your tickets on Game Time.
Yep.
Put your greed away and think about the team that you bought season tickets for. But I'm sure some of these are also just sleuths who found their way into a season ticket package and are just trying to make money off of the whole thing.
Yep.
Which just sucks.
It's a bummer. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, man, if we're in May, early May, mid-May, and we're already at $550 for the cheapest ticket in the like back of the end zone, I mean, these prices are going to get out of control.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, CU can go through and see whose tickets are listed.
Yeah, they could. They could.
They own the rights to their seats. Why don't they just revoke those season tickets?
Yep.
Sell them to someone else. The wait list is thousands of people long.
Right. Yep. Shouldn't have a problem finding someone else to take those.
And shouldn't have any problem finding who's listing their tickets.
Yep. We see you. Do not list your tickets for Nebraska fans. All right. Let's get to questions real quick, guys. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast. We appreciate all the support and viewership over here on YouTube. But even if you enjoy the show on YouTube, it takes 2 seconds. Go to your phone, Apple Podcasts or Spotify. I found out also, I had a friend call me yesterday. First off, we are a complete 5-star podcast on Spotify with over 100 reviews.
Ooh, that's big time, dude.
But I found out, apparently on Spotify, you have to like listen to a certain amount of episodes before you're allowed to rate.
Nah, that can't be true.
That's what if I had a friend call me yesterday and tell me about this. I don't know.
That's weird.
But anyways, if
By
you
the
could,
way,
go ahead.
I bought 2 extra season tickets because I was able to add to my package.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even going to sell them. I'm just going to give them to my friends.
Love that.
Buy me a beer at the game.
Man of the people. Unbelievable.
Just to fight against the greed.
Yes. Counteract the nasty red that's coming into the stadium.
Exactly.
But subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. We'd appreciate your 5-star review as well. My Shedeur graduates in the fall. I don't know, actually.
Wouldn't surprise me. That'll be 2.5 years for him in college. I guess maybe 3 if he started early at Jackson State. These guys are also here all summer.
Right.
A lot of times guys will just say, I'll just take classes during the summer just because I'm going to be around anyway. It sounds like he's taking all online classes anyway, based on the fact that whenever people are asked, what's it like on campus? He says, I don't know. I don't go to campus. So, anyways, these guys usually graduate really fast. My roommate in college who was on the football team finished his degree and his master's in 4 years.
I'll never forget Alex Smith right before he was drafted. Got his degree in 2.5 years, whatever it was, before he was the number 1 overall pick.
Yeah, so these guys just fly through school.
Yep.
Very different from me, who I took 12 credit hours per semester.
That'll make it. That'll extend your time at
Just like
on campus.
A willing victory lap, like a planned victory lap.
Yeah. Any update on Jordan Buchanan? I haven't seen any.
Okay.
We're waiting. Oz Maldonado. Hey, RK, remember when they used to have comments on Buff Zone and the Daily Camera? The NU trolls were ubiquitous.
I do remember that. I think it's kind of crazy that that's not a thing anymore. Like, you can't comment on an article on their website.
Really?
Yeah, but almost all the papers are doing that now. Like, that used to be a great way to, like, drive engagement, but then it just became so toxic.
Yeah.
People were just fighting in there 24/7 that it ended.
I think I've been writing articles for DNVR since, like, I don't know, 2020, 2021. I think I've gotten 5 comments total on all my articles.
Yeah, I mean, people now comment on social media.
Yes.
That's where the engagement happens.
D. Lee, hey guys, I haven't heard much news on any linebackers coming to CU through the portal since it opened back up. Did Coach Hart keep the linebacker room pretty well intact after the spring game? I believe so.
Brendan Gant.
Yep, Brendan Gant. So hybrid linebacker is what he was listed at, but smaller linebacker.
And I feel like there was another one too.
I don't know. I'm going through the roster right now to see.
Obviously, Demoy Kennedy, Levante Bentley, Brendan Gant, Hurtado staying around, right?
I believe, but he just didn't show up on the roster. Marvin Ham, right?
Marvin
Did he
Ham
transfer
left.
out?
Yep.
Hurtado. Isaac Hurtado's still there.
Yep. First one to get his number out of the linebackers.
Insane. Marvin Ham still on the roster, it
He
says?
is?
Yeah. I think it was Aubrey Smith that transferred out.
Well, Marvin Ham got his number too.
Yep. Owen Carey's still there. Jack Remington is still there. And then it's just your grad transfers, your Levante Bentleys, or not grad transfers, just your transfers in general. I mean, guys like Taj Alston, Jeremiah Brown. I can't even remember who else it's been.
Clint asked, does Coach Prime know the CU fight song? So he heard the fight song at the alumni dinner that he put on, and he said he like fell in love with it.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, I'm going to learn that ASAP. So I would not be surprised if he knows the fight song, the words now.
He's getting there. Norman, I just joined DNVR off Spotify and was able to rate the show. Great work. There you go. So
Let's
you can just go rate
That's
the show.
huge. True homie move.
From Alpine Sports Garage, is Charlie going to get his scholarship? I'm sure at some point.
Well, they're kind of running out. But I've been budgeting for Charlie to get his scholarship.
Yeah.
Shiloh, obviously, you just -1, and then you kind of went to Charlie, but we'll see. See if there's an opening.
Yep. Jamel, what's up? Any word on the new uniforms reveal? Nope. Wish I could tell you.
It's really interesting. I'm not sure what to believe, because there was a time when I was told they're going to have to get creative because they're not going to have time to make all new uniforms. But I'm pretty sure Coach Prime gets what Coach Prime wants. And he was like, find time to make it work, because then you have the Cordell video of him seeing the new uniforms, Neely telling us they're going to have more combinations than Oregon this year.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't sound like they're going to have to wait another year.
So I can't remember. It was the last week before the spring game, but I was there and I got like a piece of paper or something from them. And I noticed a design on the bottom that also appears somewhere in the facility that we've talked about maybe appearing on the uniforms.
I think I know what you're talking about.
So I think having seen those signs, we're going to get something.
So, yeah, everyone's saying 2024, which is what I originally heard, but don't be surprised if there's new stuff this year.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Maybe just not a full redo of, a whole new look where they're changing the number font and all that stuff.
Right. Angela, Jake, and RK, what CU game will feature most expensive tickets? I mean, besides Nebraska. USC will probably be up there. I was just telling to my friend I was talking to yesterday, I think Stanford might be the cheapest game you get here.
I mean, here's the thing. I don't even know if I can say it. Nebraska fans want the tickets more than anyone else in terms of traveling fans. I was going to give them credit, but I don't want to do that. USC fans aren't even really a thing. And they certainly don't travel well.
That's a good point.
So that's what's driving the ticket prices up is greedy CU fans know they can take Nebraska fans for all they're worth if they're willing to sell their tickets to them, which is just a shitty thing. But that's just not true of all these other schools. Really, any other school. The CSU game could actually get expensive
for sure.
Just because again, there's two fan bases that want tickets to the game. It's just not true that's kind of one of the lame things about the Pac-12.
Right.
It's like Utah has sent some decent crowds to Boulder. It's a close drive, and they're obviously usually good. But there's not really any other like Oregon sometimes, but they also have like bandwagon fans all over the country from those Chip Kelly days.
Yep.
There's just not good traveling fan bases in the Pac-12.
So you're going to have some opportunities here in the second part of the schedule. When Stanford comes on, this is a Friday game too, so October 13th. So there's an opportunity. Then, this is homecoming, but when Oregon State comes on November 4th, and then really after that, it's just the Arizona game here in Boulder on the 11th, the weekend after the Oregon State game. I would bet one of those three would be your cheapest ticket.
Yep.
Or you could go to Phoenix at ASU.
I got in there for $19 last time I went.
That's legitimately probably the cheapest ticket for the whole season for the Buffs.
Yeah, well, it's a huge stadium.
Yeah.
Stadium holds like 60, 70,000.
Yeah.
And they can't come close to filling it. Like I was like 10th row, 30-yard line, $19 on game time.
Yeah. Colorado Stadium expansion coming, Clint asks?
They're going to have to do something with the press box side.
Yes.
That is, might as well be in an antique store.
Yeah. Yep.
So they're going to have to do it, but that's a whole thing. Like, I don't even know if that can be done in one off season.
I mean, Oregon State's trying to do it right now, basically.
Really?
They're rebuilding their whole stadium. But I think so last year they had, I only knew this because Adam and Brian told us when they went to the game at Oregon State, they were in a trailer for the press box, basically, because the whole side of the stadium was being redone.
Oh, my God.
And that's why I don't know if,
Did you see San Jose State games last year?
No.
Oh, my God, dude. Half the stadium was just gone. So it was like a football field and then just like a pile of dirt and then like a little bit of stadium.
Why? Are they doing the same thing?
They were doing the same thing,
Yeah.
but it was so weird to look at.
That's what I was going to say, because I remember, I think, watching an Oregon State game, whether it was like watching back highlights or watching the game and going, why is there no one there?
Yeah.
And just thinking that was like the weirdest thing. But yeah, stadium renovations. I don't know. I don't think CU really wants to do that right now with Coach Prime and is starting off the era. They want as many butts and seats as possible.
For sure. But they're going to have to redo that side eventually.
Yeah.
Hopefully, all the success and all the funding that they're getting from that success will help lead to that.
Luis says that's what the Buffs Club initiative Flatiron's Legacy is for, to renovate the West Side press box and suites.
Sweet. Also, this is so sad because we thought we fixed this last year, but the sound system still sucks.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. Like, did they forget to plug in the new speakers or something?
Yeah, man.
Because like they put money into making the sound system better and it didn't work, which like I don't even know how that's possible.
Yep.
But the sound system needs to be fixed again, I guess.
Yeah, I should have been bumping for all the music and everything pregame for the spring game, but it wasn't really like loud.
It sounds like you're listening to like a radio with an antenna.
Right. Luis is asking if you're going to keep sitting in the student section.
I don't know.
There you go. Willie, is a depth chart prediction show coming soon? Yes,
yeah.
it is.
Oh, yeah. It's time to circle back on all the stuff that we did.
It's that time of year, isn't it?
But so much has changed. I mean, just,
for sure.
It's crazy. Like, as we went through those My Guys, I was like, wow, like, I cannot believe that was in January. I can't believe that the coach primary has been 6 months long.
It's insane, isn't it?
If it's such a whirlwind.
It's literally been a whirlwind that just has never stopped. Diallo, where do y'all host your tailgates for home games?
We're just still looking for a bigger spot because we need a lot more space.
Yeah, we had a lot of people show up for the spring game.
Yeah, that was like kind of a good spot for us in the corner there. Mm-hmm. And that was the spring game, and it was snowing.
Yeah.
Wait for the Nebraska game where we have, I don't know, 1,000, 1,500 people.
It's going to be, Boulder is going to be the city in the country to be in that weekend.
I'm excited for all the local businesses
in
Boulder to just cash in on game days.
Yeah, go hit up Illegal Pete's.
There you go.
That's all?
All right, last one.
Kenneth is asking, who are your leading / wish candidates for kick returner / punt returner?
Dylan and Jimmy.
Dylan and Jimmy. I think we have some new candidates in Willie Gaines and Tarvarish Dawson.
Mm-hmm. I want to say Ellis maybe had some return experience.
I feel like there was a corner that we brought in that had some as well.
Might have been Omarion Cooper.
Is it Cooper?
There's so many new names, so many new guys. But I'm still on Jimmy and Dylan.
Yep.
And Jimmy already has shown that he is a beast in that regard, and Dylan obviously is Dylan.
Right.
I would say maybe Jimmy on punt, and then Dylan and Jimmy on kick.
I think your primary kick returner should be Dylan, though.
I have to tell some of our new fans a sad thing.
What's that?
About kick returns. They don't really happen in Boulder. Yeah. The altitude, they just kick it out of the back of the end zone.
Yep.
Especially now that they're going to have a threat back there, which also, like, Nico Reed was probably Colorado's best chance to score every
Honestly,
time they kicked
yes.
off. So no one wants to kick it to these guys, and if they have a kicker worth their salt at all, they're going to kick it out of the back of the end zone.
Travis J was the returner.
Oh, okay.
Rob J is a punt return beast, there, Teeth says. Maybe that's what we got to get Rob J back too then.
Yep.
Got to do the whole
play
thing.
all the hits.
All right. Ellis. It was a good show today. I enjoyed this one.
Yeah, this was fun for sure. Great job in the comments too. It was lit in there.
Yep. Love you guys. Let's go Buffs.
Let's go Buffs.